Greetings and welcome to this episode of the Heal and Restore podcast.
You look at me like I have all the answers.
I'm I'm looking at you because you're beautiful.
Oh, thanks, honey.
Okay.
Good stuff.
You like that?
I like that.
You like that, right?
We're getting into fall weather.
We're getting into fall weather finally.
Yeah.
Right. With your host, me, Randy. And of
me.
course, the hostess with the mostest, my beautiful wife, Cathy.
Hi, everybody. Yeah. Welcome.
Yes,
glad you're here.
Finally cooling down.
Well, we are in November now. We better be cooling down.
Yeah, we better be, right?
Holy cow, it's been a long summer.
I got some stuff coming up this week that I've been looking forward to for a long time.
I know.
I can't wait.
We might just have beautiful weather for you to
and we might have to meet when I come home this time.
So.
I sure hope so,
well,
for gosh sakes.
I don't care about this one.
It's only been 12 years, but
yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
Life goes on.
Life goes on. Life goes on. Mm-hmm. So we hope you all enjoyed last week's podcast on failure is not an option. Yeah. I hope that gave you some insight. And, like we say, take what you want from us and just leave the rest.
Yeah. A lot of the information we come up with is based upon our experiences.
Yep.
And then we take our experiences and we combine it with getting some knowledge well beyond just our experiences, and then we can mesh them both together.
Exactly.
So today we're going to talk about overcoming past hurts together. God knows we've experienced a lot of past hurts together.
How do we do that?
And we work through them, and some were easier than others. But
you just said the hardest word. We work through them.
Yeah, we work through them. We didn't go.
They don't just go away.
Nope, and they don't just go around. We can't go around them. We have to
go
work
over
through
them. Can't go over them. We gotta go through them.
Yeah, can't go under them. Can't go around them.
Unfortunately, that's the only way we can really get a deep healing.
Yeah. So.
No, some of them are really easy to get over.
Yeah, some some are going to be harder than others, but the whole thing is that working through them and overcoming them.
So when we talk about this today, we want you to understand something. We're talking about secular people and Christians, right? So we don't care.
Across the board.
Across the board. We're here for everybody. So, some people might say, well, I'll never be able to work this out. Well, that's okay. But if you're a Christian, I want to say this, right? Is that we have to give our spouse every opportunity to reconcile, to make amends with past hurts, right?
I think that goes across the board, though. You said as Christians, I think that is our responsibility as human beings.
As human beings, exactly.
But I think as Christians, it's biblical.
It's biblical.
So
that's the point I'm trying to make.
That's the difference in that. We all need to get to the other side, but we look at it a little differently when we're walking with the Lord.
And Cathy and I are pro-marriage. We believe that no matter what you've been through, that if you're both willing to do the work to heal the marriage, it can be healed. And if you both are willing, if you both still want the marriage to continue on, if one of you says, that's it, I'm done, or the marriage ain't going to work, I don't want to be married no more, well, then, there's hope. We always believe there's hope, but the chances are greater if you both want the marriage to work.
Yeah.
Right,
let's dig into some of the things we've experienced. So, overcoming past hurts together. Why not? Let's go. So addressing past hurts and fostering a healthy, thriving marriage or relationship. It requires intentional effort. And there's that word again, communication, the big C word, communication. So we're going to take you through some steps towards overcoming those past hurts and avoid bringing them up in your marriage, because once we work through them, we don't need to go back and hatch them out again. We can talk about them, but we don't need to cycle back in the pain of that hurt over and over again. That just keeps us stuck.
Well, let's just start it this way, because the first one is acknowledge the hurt, right? But before I go there, 1 Corinthians 13, verses 4-8, talk about what love is, okay? Again, if you're a Christian, you're being held to this standard.
This biblical principle.
This biblical principle, right? And again, like Cathy says, we should all be, it's not rules, it's like this is what life is about. But in 13:4, verse 5, right, it says, love keeps no record of being wrong.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
Okay, so what that means, don't be bringing up a past harm or past hurt, right? If you're on the healing journey.
Yeah.
I will tell you this, just to start this, is that the affair happened 21 years ago. 21 years? No, 20 years.
20
ago.
years ago.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, this coming month. Right. Kathy has not once thrown it in my face.
No.
Not once. Nor neither of us have, you know, in our 41 years of marriage, we've never thrown a past hurt from the past at each other.
I think there's some that we've laughed about.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You know, we made fun of.
Right.
You know, because it's just when you're past it on the other side of it, we don't ever forget that it's there.
No.
Or that it happened.
No.
But we because we work through it, we see it in a basically a new set of eyes.
In this day, I've got a new pair of glasses on. Well, what good does what good does it do to bring up something that might have happened,
Yeah.
you know, a year ago, 2
Right.
years ago, or maybe 20 years
Yeah.
ago?
Yeah.
It's done and over with. You can't
That's it.
change that fact. So
No.
what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
All right.
But I think, like you said, you started out to say, acknowledge the hurt.
Yeah,
We, you know, we
absolutely.
have to acknowledge, we have to recognize and acknowledge that the hurt that we both had, or that you or your partner have experienced, is in the past, just like we're talking about.
Right.
And then understanding the impact that the past events is crucial to moving forward. So we can't ignore it. We can't just bury it. We have to acknowledge it and be very aware of the impact that it's had on us.
Right. And acknowledge it sooner than later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean,
yeah.
As soon as Kathy and I got back together, when she let me back in the house, right away, we both kind of started on our own journey.
Yeah.
And I never denied what I did to Kathy.
Right.
You know, I never denied. I knew what kind of pain I caused her and my family.
Right.
And I never denied that.
Yeah.
Right?
Denying it keeps us stuck underneath that rock.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately.
Right. I mean, we're human beings. We're unfortunately, you know, some of us are going to make some stupid
Yeah.
mistakes along the way, but it's not stupid if you learn from it.
Right.
Like last week. You're not a failure.
Yeah.
Right?
No. What did you learn? You know, we learned a lot about that process.
Absolutely.
So, and then, you know, here comes that C word again. You know, part of this process is being willing to have open communication.
Absolutely.
We've had to create a safe and open environment for us to be able to talk about things. We've had to encourage honesty and vulnerability, allowing both of us to express our feelings without fear or judgment.
Right.
And we share this with our clients. This is one of the biggest keys. In fact, this is probably the top. Well, we know that it's 98% of marriages struggle and fail in end in divorce because of poor communication. But this is one of the first things that people come to us with when we ask them, what is one of the top 3 things that you struggle with in your marriage? And it always will be communication.
Number one is communication, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and so in mine and Kathy's situation, when it comes to communication, right? My therapist looked at me and says, Randy, I want you did this to her. Number one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, okay, you're right, I did, okay. And I've done a lot of other little things to her too, right? So my only job was when Kathy wanted to talk about the affair, okay, not beat me down, but talk about how she felt, right? And what was going on, and had questions. My only job was to listen to her with my mouth shut, my ears and heart wide open, right? And at the end, acknowledge the pain that I caused and let her know that I was truly sorry for that. She didn't deserve it. And then I'm working to be a better husband.
Right. And I think that's one of the things that we work on with our clients as well, is we have to encourage honesty and vulnerability.
Right.
And vulnerability is one of the hardest things for people to grasp, because so many people think of vulnerability as I'm weak. And so one of the things that we do to help our clients through that is we have a tool, we call it Empty the Jug.
Empty the Jug.
And it's one of the first, probably the first week 1, week 2 that we meet, we give them this tool to work on. And it allows them to be probably open and honest and vulnerable with each other in a completely different way than they're accustomed to.
Well, in fact, it creates a safe space.
It creates a safe space, but a lot of people they think that, oh, that was really kind of uncomfortable. Well, yeah, you're doing something new. It's going to be uncomfortable. But what we have found in this tool is it opens up the communication. It allows each partner to see that, oh, they kind of feel the same way I do, or I didn't realize that they
Mhm.
were feeling that way.
I didn't realize they were carrying that much weight on their shoulder.
Right. So there's so many things that this tool can do. And this is one of the keys to opening up communication, is to be able to speak your truth in a safe space, be open, be vulnerable, be honest, and just leave it all there.
So a question, and this, I've thought about this a lot. I've even used this example before. So husbands come and say, my wife is always nagging at me about this, that, or the other thing. Have you ever thought about why she might be nagging at you?
Mhm.
Have you ever really sit down one-on-one with her and talk to her about what's going on?
Empty the jug will help you do
Yeah,
that.
the jug will help you do that. The problem is
Definitely.
that if we don't allow our spouse to talk about their feelings, good, bad, or indifferent,
Yeah.
then you're just, why wouldn't you nag?
Yeah.
Because you're not listening to me. You don't hear what I need from you,
Yeah.
right? And so why wouldn't I nag at you? Because you won't even take the stupid trash out that I've asked you to take out. And what happens is it just becomes a nagging fest.
Right.
And
I think we can all relate to that trash thing.
exactly. I mean, or mow the yard, or clean the garage, or put your laundry in the basket or whatever. Man, just pick up your clothes and put them in the darn basket, okay? I mean, but sit down and find out what's going on with
Yeah.
your wife. You want her to quit nagging at you, find out what's going on in her
Yeah.
life.
Be open and vulnerable yourself,
Right,
which will allow your wife to
absolutely.
be open and
Yeah.
vulnerable. That's the whole goal. And then, another step in this process of overcoming these past hurts is forgiveness.
Oh, don't talk
And
about that word.
yeah, no, I love this word. So we have to practice forgiveness both towards our partner and ourselves. We have to holding on to those grudges. It just perpetuates
Perpetrates.
the pain and the resentment
But
over and over and over again. It doesn't mean that we've forgotten,
no,
but it means that letting go of that negative emotion associated to the past, there's freedom in that. And so why do we want to hang on to that so tightly? I know I didn't. I didn't want to be in jail. I felt like I was in
well,
prison.
because that means that what you did was okay.
No, that's not what that means.
Oh, it's not?
No. It doesn't mean, it means that I'm willing to not hold on to my resentment, to release myself to forgive you, because I'm not forgiving,
Right.
I'm releasing myself from that prison that the pain has
It's
caused me.
it's believe it or not, forgiveness is a accounting term.
Yeah.
We're forgiving a debt,
A debt. Yeah.
right? We're forgiving a debt. It doesn't mean what that person did to you was okay by any means. It was wrong.
No,
We're
absolutely.
not condoning it or co-signing it.
Yeah.
Okay, we just need to come to a place of understanding.
Yeah.
And besides that, why are you letting somebody that probably doesn't give a rat's butt about you have rent-free space in your head?
Right.
I mean, when my stepfather and my mother for 38 years, they had no idea that I was
Yeah.
even alive, right? So
Yeah.
why
So
am I letting them?
you were spinning on that, but
Oh, God.
that's the whole thing about forgiveness, is
Right.
that one thing that I will say, it's a process for you.
Yes.
It took you a long
A long
time to get
time.
to that space.
Well,
of
even in
forgiveness.
recovery, it took me like what, 3 years, 2 years, 3 years, something.
It takes a while,
Yeah.
even beyond when you have the tools. So just know that, a lot of times we'll hear people, I don't know if I can ever forgive them. Okay, that's all right. Today you can say that,
All right.
but we'll work towards that. And that's the goal, is to work towards forgiveness. It may not happen immediately, but it will happen over time.
It's like Cathy said to several of our clients. Oh, I just forgive you for today.
Yeah.
Don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow might not even come.
Yeah. So just
Right? So
just focus on today.
so focus on today. I forgive
Which
you.
is the next step of this process of overcoming these hurts, is to focus on the
Yeah.
present. So we have to make a conscious effort to focus on the present moment rather than dwelling on our past grievances,
Right.
because those are they're gonna stay stuck there. We have to remind ourselves of the reasons why I chose to be with you, my
Right.
partner, my husband, and then the positive aspects of the relationship. So we will ask clients periodically, what attracted you to him?
Yeah.
What made you fall in love with him? Or what made you fall in love with her? What was it that you saw, that you wanted, that you desired? And so we have to focus on the present and get back to the reason why it all started to begin with.
Here's the other thing too about the present. What's the one thing that the enemy knows better than anything?
Yeah.
Better than anything. That is your past.
Yeah.
Okay. And the enemy hates to see a unified marriage
Right.
or relationship And inevitably, it happened to Cathy and I, it's happening to all of our clients. Once we surrender ourselves and our relationship
Mhm.
to God is going to be God-centered, and we start working on all these defects of character, let's call them, right? The enemy is going to come after you tenfold.
Right. Yeah.
And it's just the way it is, because all he knows is your past. So he's going to plant them seeds out of nowhere. He'll think, well, that son of a gun.
And then it takes you out of the present.
Takes you out of the present.
So
So
good.
stay focused, okay, on today.
Yeah.
No, Randy has been a great husband, right? He had a bad day today. I understand that. I still love him. It has nothing to do with what happened to us in the past.
And we're gonna get through
And
that.
we're gonna get through it like
Yeah.
we've gotten through every other
Right.
trial.
Right. Yeah, no, that's so good. And the other thing, this one was really a challenge for me, as the good old codependent, people-pleasing woman that I am, is setting boundaries. You know, we need, both men and women need to establish clear boundaries regarding the topics that are off limits for
Oh,
discussion.
yeah.
We have to agree with our partner that certain past events will not be brought up during disagreements or discussions, allowing both of us to move forward without rehashing old wounds. And I do not know why, but that seems to be one of the hardest things to do, is not bringing up past hurts or past situations or disagreements in a present disagreement.
Well, you don't do that with me.
No, I'm just saying that is for a lot of people. It's very
really
hard to do.
right.
It seems to be that there's that old open wound, which just has never been healed, and that's why we keep bringing it up. So we have to be able to set boundaries. We have to heal the wound and then set a boundary that we won't bring it back up again.
I think even when our actions aren't showing it,
Mhm.
and we're not saying you did this then, let me rephrase it. Even though we're not saying
Yeah.
you did this to me this many years ago, your actions are telling me you're holding on to something from the
Something's
past.
still hurting.
Something still hurt from the
Yeah,
past
that's good.
because of a trigger. I might have said something that triggered Cathy. And
Mhm.
the good point about all this now is that Cathy and I have learned, and it's hard. It's rough, very rough at first.
Mhm.
It comes out nasty. We're doing our best,
Yeah,
but to setting that boundary,
yeah.
right, and say, I'm not going to allow this anymore,
Mhm.
right? And it's scary because it's like, what did I just do?
Why did I say
Why
that?
did I say that? Why did I cut them off? Are they going to not love me anymore? Are they not going to like me? Are they going to kick me out of their life? We've had all those things go through our head, and so have our clients. So
Yeah,
setting a boundary is really, really important, and it's for you, not for the other person.
yeah. That
Right.
boundary's for you.
I mean, the hardest one we set was with Judy.
Yeah.
Mama.
Yeah.
Right. She just had to cut her out of our life.
Right. So, you know, we're giving you all these tools and these steps to it, but one of the things that's the hardest thing is to do this all on your own. So
Right,
if you're
exactly.
struggling, don't struggle alone. Seek support. Seek support. Call us. Call Randy and Cathy with Heal and Restore Counseling. You know, we can help you walk through those past hurts that are deeply ingrained and affecting your marriage.
Yep.
You know, we all have them. Nobody's exempt from this, but a professional can provide guidance and tools. We've talked about our tools for overcoming these past traumas and building stronger relationships. And I think if you asked, I'm going to say all of our clients, I'm very cautious about everybody, but I do believe that if you ask any of our clients, they're going to tell you that they are getting the tools and they are getting the guidance, and they know that they're not alone. And in fact, as a result of this, of people being willing to say, you know, I need help, we've been able to create a life group with all of these couples, and they have found that they're not alone, that they're not doing this alone, that other people are also
Right.
working on healing areas of their marriages. So it's really important that you seek help when you feel stuck, or even before you get stuck, because the bottom line is we don't need to stay stuck. Staying stuck just builds more resentment, builds more opportunity for more hurt.
So the next one, practice empathy, is really, really important. And it's hard for a lot of people to do.
Yeah.
Because practicing empathy, we have to put ourselves in our partner's shoes and try to understand their perspective.
Yeah,
right?
and that's hard. A lot of
It's-
people
yeah,
only see it in one perspective. They can't be open.
Yeah, empathy means that, man, I really understand where you're coming from, and it must really, really hurt. And I'm sorry that you're going through that,
Yeah.
right? You're not being sympathetic. oh, you poor thing, you're gonna get, it's empathy, you're gonna, you know. So continue on with that. Empathy can help foster compassion and empathy towards each other's feelings,
Yeah.
making it easier to avoid bringing up
The
past
past
hurt.
Yeah,
Okay,
so good.
so empathy is just a, you know, it's like, for instance, I had a lot of empathy when Cathy sat down and had to talk to me about the affair. Okay, it's all I have was empathy for her. And all I could say is, you're right. I understand. You have a right to feel the way you feel. I understand why you feel the way you feel. Right. And I'm working very hard on being the husband that you
And you were
deserve.
very good at that, and you're still very good
Right.
at that. So I appreciate that about you. So thank you.
And you're welcome, baby. Thank you for saying that. And then the other part that this is, people do not understand, and probably right now, is I'm going to say this, or if you're a survivor, you're going to grit your teeth and just, I don't know, you might throw something at me.
It's okay. Won't be the first or the last.
Is that the day that I fully forgave Jack,
Mhm.
my perpetrator of all the abuse,
Yeah.
was the day that my therapist set me down and said, we're going to talk about Jack and his life. I go, no, we're not. Yes, we are. No, we're not. Yes, we are. Because Deborah had never harmed me, I said, okay, let's do it. I walked out. That's the day she took me on a little trip. Very
Little journey.
little journey, very logical, very, I mean, deep,
Very practical.
very practical.
Mhm.
And I walked out of there with a lot of empathy for my perpetrator. Now, that didn't condone what he did, doesn't co-sign what he did, doesn't mean he's gonna be my friend, doesn't mean he's gonna be allowed in my life, none of that.
No.
But the empathy that I had for him, what was his life like?
Mhm.
Not to say what he did was okay, that's not what I'm saying, but that's what it was like. So what was his life
Yeah.
like? Why did he get to this point? He's living in hell on a daily basis,
Right.
right?
But it also, having that empathy allowed you the forgiveness as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, so good.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
that's beautiful. And so we got a couple more left here. One is, this next step is to focus on the solutions. Instead of dwelling on past mistakes, focus on finding solutions to the current issue. I think what happens is we get stuck on so many things that we don't talk about, that they just feel like they add up.
right,
But we lose focus on what the problem is right now.
right.
So if we work together with each other, with our partner, to address any ongoing challenges and make positive changes for the future. So, this is something that's hard. First of all, if you come to us and you're struggling in communication, all of these steps have to be done in a kind of a specific order to get to the place of
Yeah,
finding
yeah.
the solution. So it's necessary to have somebody that you can journey with, that you trust, and that you can walk with. If you're stuck and you can't find the solution, it makes it very hard to get past that.
That's when you reach out to Healing Restore Counseling.
Right.
We can walk you
We
through
can
all
seek,
this.
we can help support you through that. And then in addition to finding the solution, we have to cultivate gratitude.
Yeah.
Cultivating gratitude provides us with positive aspects of our relationship and the progress we made together. This is one of the things that Randy was really good about showing me. When we got to some very heavy, heavy areas of struggle in our life, I was blinded by the negative. I was blinded by all the problems. I was blinded by the darkness I was feeling. And he was so great at reminding me, what about the 21 years prior to that? So that was a perfect opportunity for him to help me shift and remember that, yeah, our marriage wasn't all like this. There were many, many years of really good things, and it allowed me to appreciate those moments in the present, and it also gave me an opportunity to realize that we're going to get through this.
Yeah.
We're going to get to the other side of it. So it was beautiful reminder for me, and every now and then I have to have that reminder.
Right.
Yeah.
I can remember one of the contractors he taught me a lot about what I did. We'll go to him, hey, Mike, we got a problem on the job. He goes, Randy, no problems, only solutions. Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, are we going to stay stuck on the problem, or are we going to come up with a solution together? Right. And again, with all this right here, timing is everything too. Pick a time. Don't just randomly start talking about something. You might have to wait a day. I mean, if things got heated and you can't think straight once the adrenaline gets flowing, just take a break and then come back together, right? When you can talk about it civilly, and come up with a solution.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
want to stay stuck in the problem. It doesn't do no good to keep, Cathy and I, we're still learning all this. We're not the
Right.
best at this, but we know what we got to be doing.
Right. And I think it comes down to our final step here, which is reinforcing
Yes.
positive communication. If we're practicing positive communication techniques such as active listening, validation, compromise, I'm going to add to it, focusing on a solution,
Right.
cultivating gratitude. We're going to strengthen our communication skills, and they can effectively navigate the challenges that we're currently in to prevent the past hurts from coming back up again.
I think that part of that reinforcing positive communication needs to come from your life coach or your therapist or your counselor. And why do I say that? If you're sitting in a session and all you're doing is banging on your wife, and I say that.
That was sounded really weird.
I know it did the minute I came out of my mouth. I'm talking about the soft drink. You're giving her a soft drink. The minute you're beating up on your wife,
bagging
on your wife, it came out wrong.
It sure did. Hey, we gotta have fun.
Gotta have fun, man. You know what I was talking about. The minute that happens, Cathy and I, we'll let them rant a little bit because they need to get it out, and then we'll say, "What's your part in it?" You need to turn the focus back on yourself because remember, one finger pointing at your partner, there's three more pointing right back at you. So it's okay. Drop your ego, drop your pride.
Get it all out.
Get it all out. We're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. We're gonna make mistakes. And nowhere in the Bible does it say we have to be absolutely perfect.
And then we have to reinforce the good stuff.
Right.
We have to get rid of the negative that's on our mind, that whatever's on our heart, whatever's on our mind, and then we reinforce it with positive.
It's like I've mentioned this before, and I'll keep on doing it. It's called the sandwich.
Yep.
Right.
You love your sandwich method.
You walk in, babe, you're such a good wife. You everything about you I love. You make me nice dinners, you're always there for me whenever I need you. But that's something I want to talk to you about, whatever that is, you talk in a very constructive criticism, very
loving way.
Right?
Yep.
And then it's love, it's positive, then we'll say negative, but it's constructive. And then you're again going to end it on, what, I just love the way that you kiss me every night, or I love this. You end it on another positive. So it's positive, constructive, positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's gotta be repeated.
Absolutely. I guarantee you it will turn your relationship around.
Yeah. So as we close this out, the things that we have to do is we have to remember that overcoming these past hurts, it's a journey. It takes time, effort from both partners. And remember, nothing is a quick fix in what we do in life. We have many years of certain hurts that we have to take time to heal. And sometimes they take longer than we expect, but they start with us. And the only way we're going to be able to heal those is if we take action. So by committing to these steps is the first step that you have to do, to commit to these steps and prioritize your relationship. Make your spouse a priority, because you can build a stronger, more resilient marriage when you take these steps and put them into action.
It's like Cathy said, it's not a quick fix. This is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yep.
Right. And you have to think of it this way. How many years have you been acting, behaving, or speaking a certain way? Right. That's been
showing up.
You've been showing up a certain way.
Yeah.
Probably we're talking this, it's some kind of negative attitude that you're carrying around. You've been carrying around. Both of you might have been carrying around resentment, so on and so forth.
A lot of times it's very valid.
Yeah, it is valid.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, what do you do with it?
What do you do with it? So you've been carrying it around for 10, 20, 30 years. Do you think it's going to go away overnight?
Yeah.
It's going to take time, because what we're doing is we are reprogramming, re-recording your neural pathways. We're teaching a whole new way of life.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it just takes time.
Yep. And, that's why we continue to do the journey that we're on, our coaching and reaching people, helping them heal based upon our experiences is something that, we feel that God's purposed us for. And so we're continue to do that. And as a reminder of that, we are in November. This entire 2024, God placed it on our hearts to offer our 12-week heal program at a 50% discount. And that's going to come to the end at the end of this year. So if you are looking to get some shift, some change, and some healing that you're desiring, we are still offering our 45-minute no cost discovery session to you It can be done individually. It can be done spouses, partners. Just reach out to us at our website at healandrestorecounseling.com, or you can email us at healandrestorecounseling@gmail.com and sign up for that 45-minute discovery session. Typically what it looks like is we'll get to know you, share a little bit about what's causing you the hurt that's going on in your life. We'll share a little bit about our story in a little bit more detail. We want to make sure we're a good fit, because we know when we're working with our hearts and our mind, we need to have the right fit. We need to have the right fit to heal. So we are fortunate that we have had good therapists, good coaches, good mentors in our lives, and we know what the benefits of having that. So we want to make sure that we're a good fit for you.
Absolutely.
So we invite you to check out our website, healandrestorecounseling.com. Sign up for that coaching, 45-minute discovery coaching session. We would love to get to know you.
Yeah, so you can get in on that 50% discount.
Yeah, that 50% discount. Yep, absolutely. And then we've got our books. You want to share about the books that you've been working on?
Yeah, we got the books, How to Heal and Restore Your Marriage. That is available on Amazon right now. As well as if you email us with your contact information, and you can get we'll send you a free PDF copy of that book. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Or you can order it if you like old school and like the paper, go to Amazon.
Yeah, you can order on Amazon.com.
Get that real book.
How to Heal and Restore Your Marriage. And then the second one is Renewing Bonds.
Yep.
That has been completely redone, and I'm just waiting for it to be uploaded to Amazon, which I'm hoping will be done by the end of this week.
Sometime this week.
Or it might even be out. I don't know. I got to check. It may be out now. Who knows?
Yeah, but for sure we should get it up this week.
Yeah, but we'll get it up for sure this week. Our third one of the series has been complete for a while, but it's book 3, so we're going to probably release that sometime
next year,
after the first year, sometime next year. And then the final one that I'm writing is a follow-up.
Yeah.
The Healing Path.
It's just basically it's a sequel to your
a survivor's guide to healing from the pain of abuse. I had to think. I keep on forgetting about the tagline. So the Healing Path, survivor's guide to healing from abuse. I'm in the process of writing that right now. That's probably going to be towards the middle of next year before that's out.
But that's a follow-up to your Healing the Wounded Child Within book, which is going to give,
which we've been getting
the how-to. Yeah.
Right. We've been getting rave reviews on that lately.
Yeah. So we're excited about that. So a lot of good, fun, upcoming things, opportunities. So we're just grateful that you are on this healing journey with us. We appreciate our listeners that listen every week. I'll just remind everybody, share this podcast with somebody. If each of you listening shares it with 1 or 2 people, we're getting that healing out to those in need, those that desire the true healing of their past.
And be sure to give it click the like and subscribe button as well. It only takes a second to do that.
Yeah.
And we're not going to pester you with 1,000 different.
Nope. We just want to know. We want to know who's out there listening. Right. We want to see those numbers. So we appreciate you for listening every week and tuning in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So is that it, Mrs. Boyd?
That's all I have.
Is that all you got? All right. So remember this: if nobody tells you they love you today, Randy does.
Cathy does.
But more importantly, God does. Be blessed, everybody. Have a fabulous week.
Have a great week.